Hey, hi, hello, welcome to the Petal Party. I'm your host Buttercup, animator, illustrator, and sequential artist. Today we're starting stream with a little bit of Hyperlight Breaker. I opened my thing to allow folks to come play. So I'm gonna sit around in the lobby for a bit in case anybody joins in. And if not, then we'll do a little speed run. In the meantime, I'm gonna work on my client work. But in the event that someone does join, you see the little robot? Hey, little robot. When did they add animations to you? Does this robot have animations too? Doing a little jig. Okay, anyway, start with the art. Start with the art. You're gonna start with the art. Aha. Cartridge. Cattage. It's nice and exciting for folks to come hang out, play a little breaker. Wonder if they're in the Discord. I don't see anybody in there. Okay. Oh, kitty. What is this situation? I don't think we've seen one of this formation before. Hello. Jasper, what the hell was that? Jasper, what the fuck? What is that sound? Well, fuck. No, fuck me, dude. Oh, man. I'm down to yap if you are. Maybe for a little bit. I am, what's it called? Probably going to need to go a little soon because I've got a work meeting. So I'm not gonna be able to stick around for very long. But as soon as I get a break here, at the end of this run, I will hop on Discord. Excusez-moi, excusez. Excusez-moi. Wait, where's... I don't see it. Where's the fucking thing? One moment, friend. Oh, okay. Would post-work meeting be better? Maybe, but I think I'm supposed to help Galaxy clean the apartment after work meeting. So we'll see, we'll see. It's not for another hour. I just like need to square up. Jesus. They did so much fucking damage. Oh, a line rail. I do like these. Okay, let me hop on Discord. Oh, I got a second. Boop. And boop. I'm in. We're just talking shit about Play-Doh. It's not imperative. That's fair. Oh, did I go to the wrong spot? No, that's them. And I'll go with them. Up. Damn it. Sorry, friend. How we get up there? Hey, Blue. Afternoon. What are you saying? Afternoon, evening, y'all? Afternoon, evening? No, what the fuck, bro? The fact that I almost got up there, but then the stunning is the thing that knocked me back down.
You're right. I totally hate that.
Huh?
I was being silly. I was like, you're right. I do hate that.
I'm trying to use the fact that the game like auto targets as a way of getting up, and it won't let me.
I'm going to be so honest with you, Cup.
Mm-hmm.
This game's colors are like it hits two different receptors in my brain. The base color of this game is ultimately pink, which I adore.
Hmm.
But then they like turned it up a notch and made all the colors as like saturated as possible. And I'm just like, this is really hard for someone who is like pastel down. Like,
It's too saturated.
it's a little too saturated. Then they got the Danganronpa blood. It's too much.
What?
Oh, you didn't play the Danganronpa games, did you?
No, not at
Or
all.
watch the anime? Yeah,
No.
that was like a whole thing. Like the joke was that they have Pepto-Bismol blood.
In the actual universe of the game, or
Yeah, and Danganronpa, like when someone
I know,
dies
right?
and like
But I'm asking, like, in the game, did they say they have Pepto Bismol blood? Like, was that like a in
no,
joke?
that's
Okay,
a
people
fandom
just said
joke.
that.
That's a
Okay.
fandom joke. Yeah, that's just a fandom joke.
Why won't they die?
Okay. What is this? Oh, okay. So, what were we talking about, Cup?
You were saying that you hate Play-Doh, which is, I was like, I
That's
don't, I
like
don't,
the
I
most
don't,
natural thing.
no, I don't intrinsically not fuck with Play-Doh. It's, I'm loathsome about, I find what he did to, his teacher's legacy deplorable, since
Oh yeah.
it was very clear that Socrates was like, don't write this down. And he was like, I'm gonna make my whole thing that I write shit down.
Well, I
And
told you that Plato was a stan, you
mhm,
know,
yeah.
and like stans just like you can tell a stan like the person that the person stands, right? Could literally tell
Mhm,
them like exactly that. Please don't write down my stuff.
mhm.
Like it's a kind of like if you know kind of situation. And they're just like, but my social media. You know what? Plato had the same response as somebody like as an influencer. He just said, okay, well, I just met Beyonce and Beyonce just told me what to post is on social, but my followers are not gonna believe me if
Mhm.
I don't post this picture of me posing with Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of. Except for that these were supposed to be people who were trying to understand the nature of reality and morality. And so I feel like their whole thing was like navigating the why about how about like why people do that kind of thing in the first place, and like rather than meaningfully contributing to the discourse, he like elected to
Just do whatever. Because he's a
yeah.
stan, unfortunately. Blue said, I know this person better than they know themselves in regards to Plato, or what I was saying about Plato.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think it's bad. I don't think Plato was being that presumptuous, but that is the vibe that it's giving. Hi,
What
Neo.
do you mean by presumptuous though?
Because like I feel as if to come to the conclusion, I know that I know you better than you know yourself. That is very presumptuous, and also a little like it's like not even a little. That's just straight up manipulative. I've been told that by my family. I know you better
Mm-hmm.
than you know yourself, and a means of like attempting to like control me. But that is the vibe that I kind of am getting just from a shit talking Plato and you like kind of providing like that historical context about Plato and Socrates' relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like if I tell you flat out to your face, please don't. Okay, me to you, Cup. Please
Mm-hmm.
don't publish possession. I know you love it. I know it's gonna gag the girls, but please don't publish that. It would really hurt my feelings. And then you went ahead and do it anyway.
Yeah. Now, but the thing is that Plato like did this years after Socrates had died. So
Mm-hmm.
like internally he probably felt like he was justified because he's like, oh, like I want to remember my teacher and like, you know, honor his legacy and like make sure that the things that he did that to help change the world don't get lost to time. And like so like that's that there's some somewhat of a gray area, but I just think that the issue is that the gray area is unjustifiable,
Yeah.
especially given the impact that it actually had on like society.
Yeah. There is something that I learned in philosophy when it comes. Remember when we were like talking about our Parmenides and we were just like, this thing is just talking. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally everything that I'm reading right now is just off the dome. Apparently that was intentional because my professor called it mythic. What is it called? Give me 1 second. Let me look through my journal because it's called mythic something. And like the point of it was to recite it the way that you heard it as a
Right.
means of like preserving that
Yeah, it was
thing.
supposed to
You
be
feel me?
an oral tradition, and I guess
Yes.
maybe because like I don't know what the timeline is, but Aristotle, who again was Plato's teacher and ended up being the
Mm-hmm.
teacher for Alexander the Great, a lot of the stuff that he
Yeah.
says, inventor of white supremacy, consummate sexist and racist, like he basically was like uh, a lot of the stuff that he said was contra Platonic. He didn't believe in some of the fundamental things that Plato said about reality.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
it's possible that Plato was like, oh my God, my students are rebelling against me. There's no way that they'll uphold like the oral, they won't continue to recite the dialectics of Socrates because they don't even fuck with me, you know?
Right.
And so it's possible that he decided to write down Socrates' teachings as a sort of like personal concession to his own like anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, it like makes it tragic, but not justified, in my opinion.
Yeah, I still don't see I'm with you like on this. Like, I still don't see the justification because it's just like, well, if your students didn't fuck with you and your mythic consciousness, that's what it's called, by the way, when you're like just reciting shit off the dome
Mm-hmm.
as like a means of like for the means of justifying what it is that you heard and how you heard it and
Mm-hmm.
like reciting it to the other person. Um, but like, okay, let me collect myself real quick. I have not done a history class on ancient Greece, so I don't know what the vibe was during that time when these philosophies were being created. Does that make sense?
I mean, you could say that about any time in history, but sure.
So what I'm saying is that like we just learned what Socrates' utopic society would be like. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting here like, this is the most dystopian shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Like he was like, everyone is good at something, right? Like, Cup, you're good at art, right? And we've heard how
Mm-hmm.
you feel about art, right? Now, imagine someone being like, and now this is your job for the rest of your fucking life. And I don't care if you want to actually make a video game or make a film. You're good at art. You're going to stay in the studio. You're going to stay in Clip Studio and you're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I forgot there's going to be like a raffle, like a little raffle situation. And if you
Mm-hmm.
win the raffle, then guess what? You are up to be responsible for the next generation of children that's going to be reproduced in our society because you have good genes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, this is awful. This is horrible. This is disgusting. It's supposed to be like a giant orgy, too. Ew. Well, hold on. Not ill, but y'all know how I feel about that. So to me, like this feels awful and horrible. So to me, like I'm just like, well, all you have to do is tell me what Socrates' whole idea of like what the perfect society is like, and I already don't fuck with this man.
Mhm. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess for me personally, it's not a deal breaker, but the issue that I actually take is with all of the underlying presumptions about what it even means for a society to be perfect when they're not
Mm-hmm.
even interrogating like meaningfully the epistemology or ontology of morality or justice. It's like they
Mm-hmm.
just bring up things and say this is what a just thing looks like, and it's like, where's the fucking proof? Like I need more
Yeah.
evidence than you just think it, you know? And they can't provide that because they don't actually think critically enough to arrive at a place where that's like a conclusion that they feel like they can meaningfully draw. And it's like, okay, well then
Well,
y'all shouldn't be determining what a society looks like, is my hot
really.
take.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And also, I feel as if, hold on, I can't say that. But what the thing that frustrates me a lot, right, is
Mm-hmm.
that it's like these old fucking white dudes, right? And they're
Mm-hmm.
talking about a just society or whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, don't y'all own slaves? Do y'all feel as if the slaves have are living in a just society, or does the just society have to like be just towards y'all specifically? Like, I need to know. And Socrates did give a definition of what justice is, and it's like the most fuck shit definition I've ever heard of in my life. I was like, this is kind of anticlimactic.
I don't. Did
Um,
he? I need to see that because that my big gripe with Socrates is that I never feel like I understood even remotely what his internal like definition
Girl,
of
he
justice
did.
was.
So you know how I get angry when I give you an answer and it doesn't fulfill like what it is that you were looking for, and you're
Uh,
just like, well, this isn't an answer. And
yeah.
I'm like, no, this is my answer, but you just didn't like it. But that doesn't mean that lacks an answer.
Uh,
This is actually like a non-answer. He's just like, oh, a perfect just society is everyone minding their fucking business, doing as they're told, and just moving along as they should be.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's a non-answer. Like you can't like no. You're basically asking for humans to not human. Because minding someone else's fucking business is like level one human for me. That's an apathetic society. Literally, clock it, Blue. Clock it.
Okay, homie wants to get some core. Some what do you call them?
And I think that's why like I don't like any of this philosophy stuff. I'm glad that I took philosophy because now I understand why so much of like American society and like how capitalism operates the way it does,
Mm-hmm.
how certain people come up to like certain conclusions and it sounds like mad individualistic. Like it's just asking a lot of big why questions that I've always just had. You feel me?
Nope. Sorry. Nope.
You don't?
Compulsive. Because when you say you feel me or you know what I'm talking about, my brain can't process it. Um. What was the question?
I was
Uh.
saying like I do you actually want me to repeat it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, please.
okay, so I actually forgot.
Okay. You said
No,
that
I'm
there was a bunch of why questions that you had already thought about or something.
oh yeah, I was saying like I'm really glad that I'm taking the philosophy class. I know that I was like kind of complaining about it before because ancient Greek is kind of hard to read, but or at least the translated version of it. But I enjoy reading. I at least enjoy reading the text and everything like that because now I understand where a lot of our thought processes in our
Yeah.
American society comes from, like how capitalism kind of like formed
Mm-hmm.
and like how we came up with such a like individualistic society. You feel like that's just basically why I'm like super grateful for it because now I can like at least like not be so lost. It's like, why are people so mean? Because we've been mean since ancient Greece.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Neo came
All right.
in, muted
Can you
it,
give
and
me
hasn't
a
said
second?
anything.
I
I
need to
just wanted to listen to you guys.
yeah. Can y'all
Um,
give me a second? There's something I really needed to take care of real quick.
mhm.
And my attention has been divided because I'm like, oh, I need to, like, I've been thinking about 5 different things at the same time.
Okay.
So give me just 1 second.
Okay. Harry.
Looked like a dislike for him. And what's the other dude's name? Aristotle?
Yeah.
Or Socrates, whatever.
Aristotle is Plato's sensei, and Plato is. Hold on. I thought Socrates was Plato's sensei. Maybe he had multiple teachers.
No, Socrates is definitely like Plato's teacher.
So Plato was Aristotle's teacher, or Aristotle was just
Yes.
another sensei?
No. It goes Socrates to Plato, and then Plato to Aristotle.
Okay. So I was right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all kind of nerds except for Aristotle, who is like like remember that episode of SpongeBob when he was trying to get into the salty spittoon and the bouncer was just like, yeah, you need to be over there, and it was Weenie Hut Juniors. So Aristotle went to Weenie Hut Juniors and then came up with white supremacy.
I tuned all the way out because I don't know a single reference.
Y'all are old.
Mm,
I'm a person who was watching Nickelodeon and had no idea that SpongeBob SquarePants had come on in 1999.
Yeah.
Like I'm always shocked by the fact that its start date was 99. I'm like, how was I watching Nickelodeon and I didn't see SpongeBob at
You
all?
probably had like an adverse reaction to it similar to Buttercups.
yeah, I hate
Hmm.
SpongeBob, but not because like there's anything wrong with SpongeBob. I just hate SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think SpongeBob is like the perfect example of like an autistic millennial that kind of like really enjoys their job and that gets like completely taken advantage of by their capitalist boss.
I also just fully hate the aesthetic, the sense of humor, the setup, the characters. There's just nothing about it that I'm like, oh yeah, this really connected with me. Um, like the way that the jokes are used after the fact, it like as memes, like is much
It
more.
cracks me up.
See, but the memes are funny, but they weren't originally funny. You know what I mean? Like
Are
that's
you
my
saying
issue.
like the humor, the ish, are you saying that the humor is belated?
No, no, I don't think so. um,
Okay, because I'm sitting here, I'm like hearing the humor doesn't hit until the fandom makes a joke about the humor, and there's plenty of shows that operate like that. You know, like
mm.
hold on, I'm about to walk all the way away from my laptop, knowing that I'm connected to Discord. BRB actually.
I was about to make a joke about the court taking her out, but then I remember she probably has a Bluetooth headset or earbud.
Hmm.
I forgot to do another thing.
What the fuck? The assets are all janked up. What?
I said testing, testing, one, two, three.
You
Sounded
came in
like
muffled the first time.
that's what it sounded like.
Oh well, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Um, wait, Kat, what were you and Layla talking about last night? I came in to say goodnight because I saw y'all was online, and I just
Uh,
wanted to say goodnight.
we were talking about strategies for dealing with depersonalization and trauma, like specifically depersonalization in response to trauma. And like I
Um,
posted a couple videos in the chat to for like strategies for dealing with that.
Oh, the
um,
oddly specific childhood trauma thing.
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's so interesting. I was sitting here looking at those, like, why are these posted in Stream Share General apropos of nothing? And you just explained it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have to leave in an hour as well because I have to get some homework done that's due tonight. But I finished half of it yesterday, so that's really good.
Fucking sick, dude.
But I also dropped the class today.
Oh no.
Um, well, I dropped it because it was moving too fast, but it really sucks though because it's the Native American literature class, and what we've read so far has been so fascinating. But having like back to back to back to back to back like assignments due and having like consistent like things to read,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm already reading like heavy philosophy this semester and grammar. Not reading grammar, but like, what's the word? Learning
Writing.
about how, huh?
I said writing grammar.
Not so much writing, but like not just reading and writing grammar, but it's like understanding like the foundation as to like how grammar works in English. Because like once I have that, it's supposed to make me a stronger writer and everything like that.
No. Sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I disagree with you, but we can leave it at that. Um, but well, I kind of agree. It's not supposed to make you like a stronger, like, oh, I come up with really awesome ideas. I think when they are meaning like you're a stronger writer, I think they mean like hmm, I think they're meaning like you're whatever it is that you're trying to like whatever message you're trying to like convey is better it's easier to convey it when you know how sentence structures work, I guess.
Mm,
But I also think that this is when it comes to like standard English. Because if it's AAVE, I feel as if like someone taught a grammar class on AAVE, the sentence structures would be like very, very different.
mhm.
You see what I'm saying, Gina?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and I was gonna say I kind of ended up like learning to hate Plato and Aristotle because like I found out they were like preaching eugenics.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like they were basically competing with Sparta at the time. And Sparta was like double, triple, quadruple down on the eugenics thing. Like Athens was like Socrates was seen as a progressive for saying, "Oh, we should just like put all of our disabled people on an island, inform them that they are not treated as citizens or considered to be as citizens of Athens, but they will be well taken care of." That was seen as progressive back in the day.
Hmm. Yeah, and like I learned about this like looking up Thomas Malthus
Who the fuck is
and
that?
a clergyman who supported selective genocide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I learned about this like basically looking up stuff on environmentalism for like my Godzilla article. So like anytime somebody brings up Plato or Aristotle, I was like, weren't they eugenicists?
I wonder if like the concept of eugenics just took a different name back in Aristotle, Plato's, and Socrates' time. Because like the way they're talking about it, they're talking about it as if it's just like straight ethics. Like it is an ethical thing to do to like want to do something like this.
Yeah, but I think all eugenicists talk like that.
That's true. Um, but I can't help but think that like when it comes to like contemporary eugenicists, if like they're just like sniffing their own farts or whatever, or if it's kind of like when it was like with Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle's time, where it's just like we're kind of like well, how was I going to explain this? Where it was like a societal norm based on the fact that they were like beefing with like a colonizing entity. You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
But I
colonizer
think when
versus
it comes,
colonizer.
yeah, kind of, yeah. But like, I don't understand like where the contemporary, like what the contemporary girlies. I think they're just like repeating, pantomiming history just to like make themselves feel better. Does that make sense? I think I explained that poorly.
No,
Pantomiming
I mean,
history.
I definitely think that eugenicists of the here and now, or even of the 20th century, got their ideas from Greek philosophers, which
Well,
is
yeah.
why I was agreeing with you about how you understood how capitalism came to be and how hyper individualism like developed from how basically America was like we're gonna base ourselves after like Greece and Rome or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
yeah,
so weird.
I think they
I'm
just
sorry.
took what Aristotle and Plato were like basically saying, and you add like evangelical whatever you call it
Christian
Madness.
morals, madness,
Yeah,
contradiction,
I,
inherent
I was I
contradiction.
was trying not to say like madness.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, whatever you call it. Like, and they just took it up a notch.
Yeah. But I think that's what happens like every time like someone is trying to like base off of someone from history. Like they take like what they think is the core concept and then like they take it up to the next level.
Yeah, like it's like what have you, like everybody is like comparing our current moment to what happened in the 1930s in Germany, but
Hmm.
everyone really seems to forget that Germany was incredibly inspired by what America was doing to its own populace here.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, wow, I don't think they're doing enough. We gotta push the envelope.
Oh, so they were like, we need to really make Europe blonde, blue hair. I mean, blonde hair, blue eyes, super pale. We're
Yeah,
not doing the genocide hard enough or the G side hard enough. We can't say the whole word on TikTok. Cup will get in trouble.
Oh, good thing it says Twitch.
yeah.
I thought that Twitch said that we couldn't say it.
Sorry, you said TikTok. I don't remember.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sorry. I
what?
got confused.
So according to some like streamers, like if you talk about this stuff enough, yeah, Twitch will basically like kind of penalize your
Soft
account.
block you.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
sucks.
And
Yeah, be
yeah, that's
careful,
I
Cup.
was that's why I was basically just trying to like choose my words carefully.
Yeah.
Um, even though like granted I didn't start like at the outset doing that, but then then I use my brain. But yeah, like it's cyclical basically. Like someone basically sees a destructive philosophy that they agree with and they take it one step further. And then they become the standard. And then someone takes that standard and goes one step further.
Yeah. Which is like kind of nasty because it's just like, okay, so like I have a question and maybe like y'all can like explain like history or something like that to me. Because I assumed that like after the Third Reich and everything like that, that Germany had like kind of like like a not like a like Germany kind of went off to like get like a little socialist.
No, no,
But
no, no, no,
then
no,
like
no, no, no,
I
no, no,
was
no, no,
like
no, no.
I thought a lot of the billionaires from the Third Reich kind of like either remained in Germany or like ran away to Argentina somewhere in like South America. I thought that they had retained a lot of their stuff.
I mean, from
But
my understanding, there was like this. But I feel like the optics basically are like, well, we're gonna do a de-Whathification of the country, but I don't really think they actually stuck to that, and
Yeah.
they just basically allowed those particular personalities to just kind of fade into the background and do stuff behind the scenes instead of outwardly.
Yeah. It's funny because at my last job they were telling me that like one of my coworkers like to travel around Europe, right? And he went to Germany and he was like, "Oh yeah, Germans love black people." And like my brain was like, "What are you talking about?" And there was like, "Yeah, like the people like throw ass at you." And I'm just like, "No, they don't love us. They're fetishizing us. Like those are two totally different things." And they love people who like don't know the difference between those two things coming over there. I'm scared to go to Germany, y'all.
Um, I mean, they're currently like on an anti-immigrant kick, so I wouldn't
Mm.
exactly recommend it.
Aren't they doing that in Poland too?
Yeah,
Poland?
it seems to be like happening all across Europe.
For what?
And the anti-immigrant, we must keep these people separate from us mentality. And there's a book that came out recently from a ambassador of Facebook that suggests that Zuckerberg basically went, and shook hands with every other country's far right parties, and we're like,
Oh,
hey, we will promote your ideals and your campaign, and in exchange for that, you deregulate the country that basically wants to put more and more stipulations on. And basically, that's how the current right-wing parties, be it here in the States or elsewhere, have gained so much prominence. All this to say, hi Benny. All this to say basically that they game the system and they use Facebook to do it.
damn. I really gotta delete my Facebook then.
Yeah. So yeah, it's getting real hostile pretty much on a global scale, but it's not going unchallenged, I'll say that much.
I didn't think it was. I figured like lots of people are challenging what's going on, but I also think that folks on the left are just outnumbered by either complacent centrists or people who are dog shit crazy and on the right wing.
Most people are apolitical, or at least they try to be, and so from other examples in history, it's always just like a few thousand people who actually take action versus like the collective whole. The collective whole basically just ends up benefiting from whomever takes out whatever regime.
I left my water bottle in the house.
I can't wait for this run to be over so I can actually contribute to this conversation because Jesus Christ.
You want to participate?
Yeah, and basically everything that y'all have been saying, I have a response to directly or like something I can contribute. But the issue is that
Your attention is divided.
I'm playing a game that I can't pause with another person, so I'm trying to take into consideration the things that they need and are and at the same time my system is deeply unoptimized, so I keep dropping frames, and I'm using a new weapon, so I'm learning how that weapon works, and I'm hitting inputs that are just not responding at all to the things that I'm telling them to do, and I'm just like I'm
I would be frustrated.
managing too many things at the same time.
I can put like a cap in it, and
Yeah, we can talk about something else.
That's not what I'm asking. I just am frustrated because there's too many things going on. Plus, the other thing that I was talking about, where I'm trying to have a conversation with the person over text message, and I'm just you can understand being overstimulated. And I'm not asking y'all to stop. I'm just saying that the reason why I'm not saying anything, even though I have a lot of things to say, is because I've not been afforded the mental space to be able to navigate my verbal components.
Right.
And the game is just intent on screwing me.
I'm sorry about that.
oh, the water kills you?
It causes you to respawn back on the last solid surface that you touched. So if you were hovering the entire time before you fell into the water, then it respawns you like a mile away.
I haven't seen that since the days of the first Assassin's Creed.
I just so badly don't want to deal with any of you assholes. But the amount I care about dealing with these enemies is 0%.
0%.
But the game does this thing too
Forgot.
where when you beat a boss, they make it so that the game gets more difficult. Like they just start spawning like tons and tons of enemies on top of you.
I was about to change the whole conversation right after you asked me, please don't change the conversation. I must get you. Not a smelly cat.
It's a
Not a
unique
smelly
cat
puss.
smell.
New cat smell.
No, I said it's a unique cat smell.
Oh, I was about to say, you got another cat, Gina. Oh my God.
No, I mean, I was tempted to adopt their other brother and sister. My parents were like, "Do not spend any more money on cat."
Honestly, I'm shocked that your parents agreed to cats. My parents are so anti-animal. Well, my mom is, and my granddaughter, who I live with, um, she don't like cats. And plus, my cousin, her granddaughter, is allergic to cats. So
That's rough.
it is.
Um, my parents have been like getting everyone in the family like pets since like I was a baby. Like we started out with Labradors and then we graduated to cats.
Where the fuck did y'all get Labradors from? Those are like, were Labradors considered premium dogs back in the day?
I have no idea. I just know
Uh,
that when I was 3, they had gotten their second Labrador, Barkley, and he looked after me by like basically making sure I didn't climb up the steps in my diaper.
That's so interesting. My parents told me one day that they found me in the basement just like randomly when I was like 3. Oh, random fun fact. Um,
Like,
we
were
had
they
an
like,
original huh?
were they like looking for you?
Yeah, they were looking for me. Like they lost me and they found me in the basement. Mind you, our basement looks like a horror movie. But
Late
we had
place
an
for a
original
baby to hide.
topic. Huh?
Uh, oh yeah, what was the original topic? Oh, the Aristotle thing?
Oh yeah, we were talking shit about Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates.
Yeah, and then I brought up how I learned about like how they were eugenicists. Um, just a quick aside. Have you seen people playing Repo?
Yes, I have. And I'm like, where did this come from?
Oh, I've spent the last week in stitches watching people play that game.
Is this like another Phasmophobia Fortnite type situation where it's just a battle royale or something? Or
No, it's more like they call it a roguelike. It's like Lethal Company basically.
mm,
A bunch of people play online together, collect a bunch of stuff, get X amount of dollars for some nebulous corporate type. But honestly, like I've never been particularly interested in any of the Lethal Company or its clones, until I
me
started
neither.
watching people play Repo, and it's only because like the character animations are so funny. Like it's basically like it's like watching a bunch of Muppets, Muppet robots.
I don't I say that I understand team comp games and I enjoy them, but I actually don't. I get very frustrated with team compilation games. And after I stopped playing Smite with Dio and Neo, and I had tried to play it like, by myself and everything, I was like, this is very frustrating. Like this is like, how Facebook does the rage bait? I feel as if those types of games are rage bait.
Yeah, a lot of them can feel like that. I mean, repo probably isn't any different since honestly you're just kind of going on a scavenger hunt. It's just been like listening to people like their voices come out of these cartoony looking robots that has been like the most interesting thing about it. And
Oh.
like the random monster designs. Like they have an old man as an enemy. He walks around and uses a shotgun as a cane.
That's fucking funny, actually.
And
Like that whole concept is funny.
if you make the slightest noise, he will turn on you and basically blow up your character. And like with the shotgun, and like before your character blows up, there's like this freeze frame where like the character's body just kind of like lights up and all you see is their wide eyes with like the black dots is supposed to be like I guess their pupils, and then they explode.
That sounds so chaotic. I'm like never going to play that game.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you want to play it.
No, I don't. Sorry, Gina. We still have to play It Takes Two. We still have to
Mhm.
play Split Fiction
Split fiction.
together. We have what can I still have to I have to make this request, Gina.
Okay.
Can we start with indie titles before we go straight into the $60 range? I don't like spending $60 on video games. I'm so sorry. That's just how I am. I maybe on like a game that I really, 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 really want to play. But I was just asking Cup if a 10-year-old game is $20. Because I wasn't going to spend more than $20 on Bloodborne. Did I not, Cup?
I mean, I got mine for like $20 when it was like on
Yeah,
sale.
yeah. So
But
like
then
mhm.
like the I think the version I got was basically the PS4's version of Greatest Hits.
Oh, so did it come with all the DLC and everything?
I don't think so. It was just like, yeah, this game has a reputation, but we just changed the band on the top of the cover.
How much of it did you play?
I think I got as far as Bloodstarved Beast.
Wait, is that one of the first bosses?
Yeah, it's like one of the first bosses that you could apparently miss according to the lore.
No,
Girl, you made
no.
it farther than me.
Uh, wait, hold on.
Or is it?
No, you have
Oh,
to fight the blood. You're talking about Cleric Beast. Cleric Beast is missable. Bloodstarved Beast is a required
oh,
boss.
okay. Lord.
So you made it further.
No,
No, I did not make
no,
it
no,
to
no.
Bloodstarved Beast.
You made it to the Cleric Beast, the bridge one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
screechy one.
yeah.
Oh, so you made it to the first boss.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
the first
Okay.
and optional boss. Like the first boss you are likely to encounter, but it's also entirely optional.
Yeah, because like when I was getting chased by something, so I ran on the bridge and then I saw something move. Like the music got really OD and I was like, oh no, I'm in the boss area. I did pretty good. I got him down to like I want to say I took out the first quarter of his health, then I died.
Like the halfway point.
Quarter.
No, not the halfway point, the first quarter. So
Oh,
like I brought his health down by 25%.
oh, okay. Crap.
If I told
I was
y'all
proud,
what was going on with me right now, it would sound surreal because like
probably.
the like y'all are yapping, right? And y'all are probably just like, we're not really thinking too hard about it. We're just yapping. But
Mhm.
like how I'm playing this video game that doesn't let you pause, and then I get a text message from a person being like, "Hey, my package was delivered. Can you go pick it up?" And then a person who I was supposed to hang out with tonight was like, "Hey, can we reschedule because my sister's going out of town?" And then Galaxy is on a a big organizing meeting, and y'all are talking, right? Which is like, verbal auditory stimuli can be overstimulating by itself. And then Jasper comes up meowing full volume at me and starts yanking things off of my desk. And I'm just like,
I'm in a tornado.
I'm in a fucking tornado. The way my body feels like I like could literally just like rip everything into shreds right now is so profound. Oh, and
Oh my
also I
gosh.
got a text message from a client who's being like, "Hey, I tried to send the money to your account, but it didn't go through. Do you have another account that I can send it to?" And I look at the receipt for the money that they were going to send, and it was like a third of the amount that they were supposed to send me. Was like they were sending me 2/3 of the amount of money that we agreed on. And I was just like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me."
Mhm.
Like all of those
Do
things are
you
happening
need like
within 5 minutes of each other.
do you need like a decompression break just to collect yourself?
Now that I
Like
am theoretically able to focus, would like to talk about what we initially started talking about so that I can like actually
mhm.
recap my earnest feelings about, because what do I like? It's in the fucking, if you look at the topics, I like talking about philosophy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's right
Yeah,
there. That's what I want to talk about. I
it's
want
right
to talk about
there.
philosophy. I don't give a
That's
shit
why I
about any
wanted
of
to
this other
talk to you
shit.
too. I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care. Ah!
And I have 20 minutes until I have a very important business meeting. So that's how much time we have to talk about philosophy.
Okay, so you go.
Huh? No, I wanted to respond to the things that you were saying.
We already said them. Now it's your time to respond.
I don't remember because my brain is filled with 1,000 other
Um,
things.
okay, so to the best of my like recap abilities, basically, I was talking about how um someone sets a horrible standard and someone thinks that standard didn't do enough and they take it one step further in like relation to how Germany basically idolized or thought what America was doing with the black community or the Native American community as like their template for what they basically did to like the Jewish
Yeah, okay,
and
okay.
other marginalized communities.
Yeah, got you. And Americans did that to the African population and the indigenous population also. But okay, so
Mhm.
you were saying that, and you were like, I don't like Plato or Aristotle because, like, in doing some cursory research about them, with because you were looking at somebody else, a eugenicist,
Mhm.
you found out that they were pro eugenics. Now, the thing about Plato, Aristotle, and all these people is that they're the proto version of all of these ideas. Like when I say Aristotle invented white supremacy, he just established in one of his pieces of writing that like white is pure and like get in conceptually and can be corrupted by the inclusion of other colors, and like people took that to a logical conclusion when establishing white supremacy. It's not that Aristotle himself was actually a white supremacist. Similarly with Plato and his Republic, he was putting forward a bunch of ideas in contrast to the state of the republic that he occupied, which is the Athenian one at the time, where like a bunch of senators could get together and, because a person was a threat to public consciousness, have them exiled or killed, i.e. his teacher Socrates, right? And so he was trying to propose a better system than the one that he that surrounded him, but like in doing so put forward a bunch of ableist, misogynist, classist, and like otherwise fucked up ideas because he was all of those things. But it was the proto version, the proto, not very well thought through version of all of these concepts. Like, he thought that the ultimate kind of ruler was a philosopher king, a person who is like engaged in dialectics and asking these important questions, but also has the charisma and narcissism to be compelling enough to mobilize a bunch of people to be able to go to war if they need to. And it's like, that can't be right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is not
right.
that's not the optimal way to run a society. But in him saying that, he enabled the groundwork for people justifying the existence of these strong men that become the figureheads of fascist and authoritarian and totalitarian societies. So that's the gripe that I have, is that it's a bunch of proto-white men coming up with proto-white supremacist and proto-imperialist ideas about the way that the world needs to work, and they laid the groundwork for Christendom and Islamic imperialism, and obviously the Macedonian Empire, which was only a generation after Plato died. Like, if it weren't for the thinking that they had established, like, there's a possibility that Europe would not be the communicably warmongery, ideologically warmongery entity that it is, because they had such a massive stick up their own ass thinking that they were morally superior because they spend time thinking about morals, but they didn't actually interrogate what the impact of their long-term ideals, the resonating consequences of their ideals might be. And the resonating consequences of their ideals are global imperialism, capitalism justified by the ideas that they have. And Plato, even though he existed prior to Christianity, a bunch of clerics and people who studied the Bible, theologians, went back and studied a bunch of Plato and applied Platonic philosophy to the way that they thought about Christianity, and it ended up justifying the existence of a bunch of stuff that didn't even exist in the original text. So you've got a bunch of Neoplatonists who are reinterpreting Christianity, and rather than thinking about the kingdom of God or heaven as this sort of abstract spiritual realm, they ended up thinking of it as a interpretation of Plato's world of forms. So it's like God is the ideal man, and he has an actual physical form in heavenly space outside of reality, and he's projecting his image onto mankind, and that's the reason why we look the way that we do, and the reason why women are inferior, and he's obviously white, and that's the reason why all the other races are inferior. Do you get what I'm saying? They used Plato's ideas, misinterpreted them intentionally for the purpose of controlling populations in order to rewrite the texture of reality. The gripe that I have with these philosophers is that we can't go back in time and Hitler, like people want to do with Hitler, kill them so that we can prevent the incursion of Western imperialism from initiating. If it weren't for them, the Roman Empire wouldn't exist. If it weren't for them, Christendom wouldn't exist. If it weren't for them, the various caliphates that did Islamic imperialism wouldn't exist. Now, they didn't predate things like the Egyptian civilization or the Babylonian Empire, so it's not people in the MENA region weren't already doing some form of warmongering or long-term campaigning to grab resources, or because they had petty squabbles with other groups. So I'm not saying that I think that humanity would have been a peaceful species if it weren't for them. It's just that they got the ball rolling on a internally justified ideology that enables you to just keep conquering and conquering and conquering and conquering and conquering, as opposed to getting enough for yours and shoring up your borders and making sure that you're protected from outside incursions and being okay, we're good. And that's really frustrating. That's what I wanted to say. before.
Well,
Oh, yeah. That was it Nietzsche? There's a philosopher that said that all of modern philosophy is footnotes to Plato, meaning that like there have been no significantly new ideas since like Plato's dialogues and dialectics that like have so profoundly revolutionized philosophy that they couldn't just be considered footnotes to Plato. Like they're just basically commenting on things that Plato already said. And I don't think that the things that he said were that profound. Most of the stuff is stuff that I just ended up thinking about, you know, in my parents' basement, sitting alone, thinking about the way I think the universe might work. And then like I ended up reading Plato afterwards and was like, I already thought about that. You know? One second. Galaxy's here. What's up? Yeah, oh no, I'm streaming. What's up? Oh, do you want to pick up her shoes? Oh, you.
I was gonna ask if yet.
All right, I gotta go eat. My
No,
parents are
wait, you
like
gotta-
tagging me.
You kind of are okay
Okay.
with them.
Later,
coming over?
Gina.
Okay.
I'll talk to y'all later if you're still here.
All right.
Uh,
Oh, I mute.
That's for me.
okay.
No, if I'm up for travel
Mhm.
with new people.
Yeah.
Up early. Work and work Friday, establish, go and meet with.
Uh, okay. Okay. I don't think like it's not like they're coming down to like party. They don't even smoke or anything. They would just be like coming down, saying hi, having a conversation, and just being like, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, for like half an hour max, and then going
You
back.
say that now, but you're
I will keep my mouth shut intentionally. Okay, so but should I revise and be like, because now they're like, okay, I guess we won't be coming by until April. I think that it would be productive and nice, especially if like one of them is going to be away for a week. Like if they come down. Okay. For what? Oh, for boots. Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, Blue. Blue's gone? No? Blue here? Blue muted?
Blue went to go eat dinner with her
Oh.
family.
Oh, I misheard. I thought that was you saying that.
No, that was Blue. I'm gonna dip in like 10 minutes because I need to start my homework for the evening.
Okay. Yeah, I have a meeting in 10 minutes, so I'm also going to need to dip. Oh.
Niggas be like, Plato is him, and we be like, who?
And by niggas, you mean philosophers? White philosophers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't, who stands Plato like that? But it's the, what do you call it? There's a word that means old guard, philosophy, the philosophy, old guard, I guess. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
um, I can't believe Galaxy called me out as a yapper.
You are a yapper when you get going.
I don't know about all that. I feel like I'm pretty
Girl,
measured.
stop. No, stop.
Listen, I got all of the ideas that I wanted to share out just now in 5 minutes and then was like back to baseline. Some people can just go and
Yeah,
go and go and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
yeah,
feel like I
and
do that.
like if I bring up Hiromu Arakawa, if I bring up Ronald Wimberly, if I bring up that Chinese anime that you like, I be forgetting what it's called.
Legend of
Um,
Luo Zhao.
Legend of Luo Zhao Ye.
Hey, HEI.
Hey, hey, okay, my bad. If I bring up Isekai, if I bring up, like, I can go on.
See, but I engage
Like,
in
you can, yeah.
conversation about all these things. I don't just yap nonstop. It's a both sides kind of situation. There are some people, I'm not going to name names, who are members of this community. I shouldn't have done that. Who, once you get them started, they fully will like render all other parties incapable of responding whatsoever and just yap, 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 yap. Now, did I
Are you
do a
talking about
micro
me or
version of that?
Neo?
Neither of you. I'm not talking about anyone who is able to defend themselves. um do you know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a difference between like, okay, did I spend 5 minutes catching everybody up on everything that I was thinking over the course of the past hour and a half of conversation? Yes, I did spend 5 whole minutes doing that. But were there moments during that yapping session where y'all could have interjected and been like, like clack your acrylics, like, okay, girl, like, yes, and if you da 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 da, and I would have given you space and time to be able to respond. There are other people.
I was like,
Oh,
we had talked for like 20 full minutes though, and we were all pressed for time. And I was like, let Cup talk, let Cup cook. That was my perception.
right.
I was being polite.
Yeah. But like again, there are some people, there's some flavors of autism that once they really get going, there's no stopping them. And at no point does their brain go, oh, I'm probably talking too much. They just completely hijack the entire space. And like I don't
Listen,
feel like that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel as if like a yapper, being a yapper, it just like I don't think a yapper is like a it's more like a a state more more so than a an actual like you thing. You feel me? Like once you just get going, like once your favorite topic comes up and you know a lot about that topic and no one's gonna stop you from talking about it, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Are you saying it's like a character that a person plays?
No, it's like I feel as if everyone has a propensity to yap. And yapping, in my opinion, can take several different formats. Like you may not be a verbal yapper, but if we are talking in DMs and I wake up at 3 in the morning and I see like 17 paragraphs about fucking Lord of the Rings or some shit like that, I'm not gonna read all of that. But you are a yapper.
Dagger says, Mix Guinen, you are a yapper and be yapping. I feel like they own it. I don't feel like they're saying that they aren't.
Oh yeah, I'm totally a yapper. I will
Yeah.
yap, and if no one stops me, I'm going to continue to yap
Yeah.
until I'm just like, okay, I'm tired of talking.
Chloe says, like when you really get into a special interest. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm describing, right? When we say yap, what we mean is when a person gets really into a special interest and like starts going and going and going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yapper is the being, yapping / yapping is the action / state. Yapper.
Yes, yapper is
Not
the
y'all
being.
defining the
Yapping is
parts of
the state.
speech.
Yeah, yes, yes. Come on, grammar. Come on, grammar. Let's go.
Oh, I know, I'm sorry that you caught a stray when you were like, and it's supposed to help me be better at writing, and I went, and I was like, sorry, keep going.
No, I did not say
Good.
me. I said you. I'm like talking generally.
Yeah.
But I do find merit in it. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Well,
Like
no,
understanding what the parts of speech are is kind of fascinating to me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Right. But the reason why I made that sound was that it's coming from the same place that where I was contesting back when you were like, I'm thinking about taking this little $1,500 creative writing course, and I was like, please don't fucking do that, because there's no reason to trust in an institution's ability to enable you to develop a skill that you can't just acquire by having a special interest in it. Like, there's no reason to throw money at an institution that is just going to spend it frivolously and like fuck around and help pay the tenure of the professors who've been there for 50 fucking years doing goddamn nothing. There's just no reason to give money to an academic institution when you could acquire that skill somewhere else. And that's like, I have a fire in my soul, in my gut about that, because I went to a private university, ended up with fucking $96,000 of debt, and like and for what, just for nothing. And so I have I have rage against that specific machine. So like, it's not that like grammar is not worth learning, or like a grammar course doesn't enable you to be a more specific writer in terms of being able to understand the mechanics of what it is that you're doing. Because I would say the same thing for a music class, right? Like, a person could be a exquisitely intuitive musician and then take a theory course, and that enables them to speak truth to power about what it is that they're doing, the performance that they're engaged in. But like, that doesn't make them a better musician, like it enables them to be able to transmit their ideas better. Okay, we got to go.
Yeah, we have to go.
All right.
Bye, Cup.
Later. I'm not leaving stream. I'm just taking this meeting with mic off while I work, and I will be here most of the time therein. But after the meeting, I have to go and clean up my apartment because it seems like we might be hosting guests. There's a possibility that we won't, so that might change. But that's what I'm doing. Okay, I gotta mute everything. I'll put on some music for y'all so that you're not lonesome in here. Hello. Which mix do I want to do to? Oh no, not that one. Okay. Okay. I also won't leave y'all ignorant of what it is that I'm working on. Okay, y'all. Meeting is done, but I now need to clean my apartment. So I'm gonna go work on that for a little bit. I may return because even once the apartment is clean, I still got some work to do, and folks aren't coming over until 8:30. But there's a possibility that I'll just be like, "Hey, sorry, gotta go. Hope you enjoyed the music." So just a heads up. Also, Dagger and Neo, if y'all are here, we should hang out sometime this week, this weekend, if possible. Let me know. Let me know where y'all are at on that count. All right. Talk to y'all in a bit. Hey, hi, welcome back to the Petal Party. I'm your host, Buttercup, animator, illustrator, and sequential artist. And, guess I'll try and spend like the next 20 minutes or so drawing, but I'm waiting to hear back from our guests to see if they're going to be able to come through. Turn the music down just a little bit. Y'all can hear me better. Testing 1, 2, 3. One second. Okay, a quick revision. I was like, "You want me to clean up the apartment?" Galaxy was like, "No, it should be fine." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll go back to work." And then I went out to stop Jasper from jumping on the kitchen counter, and they were like, "Actually, can you like put the dishes away?" And I'm like, "This is gonna lead. This is a slippery slope. So I'm gonna just wrap stream now because I'm gonna end up needing to clean the entire apartment, I think." All right, this has been the Pedal Party with me, your host Buttercup, animator, illustrator, and sequential artist. Hope you have a fantastic time zone. Enjoy the time between now and when I see you next. Later, y'all.